people say there's nothing to do in Fresno. Well, you can always start in Fresno. There's things to do in Fresno. But our next guest will tell us, if you're from Fresno, you want to go do something out of Fresno, he'll tell you where and how to go. Dave Emler?
Emler, yes.
Tell me, how do you say the name of your company?
Lau'Lea Travels.
Right. Now, we have a lot of people traveling to Fresno because there's so many cool things to do
Of course,
here.
of course.
But Fresno people need to get out of town every once in a while. What's the most popular thing going on right now?
Right now, I'm selling a lot of Hawaii and a lot of cruises.
How's it going in Hawaii and the volcano?
That's an issue going on right now. Fortunately, I don't have anyone traveling within the next couple of weeks to the Big Island, which is where the volcano is.
There's all the other little islands that are really safe.
Right. Those islands are so far unaffected. Looks like right before I came on, there was some reports that the volcano was getting active again, and it might start affecting air travel there. So.
But it might be a cool time to go to Hawaii. Not that island particularly. That island is still cool, I understand.
Right.
But the little ones, it might be a cool time to go there and you get a little tour by the volcano and stuff.
Yep. That's cool. Always a possibility.
Okay. And where else do people from Fresno go?
Oh, all over. I've actually just gotten a couple requests. My first request's for Cuba. So I'm doing a lot of research about that.
Can we do that, or is it?
We can do that. There's quite a few restrictions. You have to go with part of a tour group, an organized tour group, or with a cruise. If you go on a cruise and it stops in Cuba, you have to get off the ship. You cannot stay on the ship. You have to get off the ship and do an organized tour. But it is something that is open to U.S. citizens now.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to a cruise to Cuba, you're going to want to get off. And
right.
I heard it's a very cool place. I'd like to do that.
Yeah, so would I. And with the research I've been doing, it's getting more and more attractive. Let me tell you.
Now, your shirt says Disney. Do you do some Disney stuff?
That's what started me in the business was my wife and I are big Disney nerds, and we, along with Hawaii travel. So that's what kind of got us into the business. We've expanded since then, but that is still a big focus for us.
So Disney would be Disney World?
Disney World, right. Obviously, people in the Central Valley don't really need a travel agent to go to Disneyland. But Disney World and Disney Cruise Line, and of course, there's the Aulani Resort in Hawaii on Oahu. That is a Disney property as well.
Is there some Disney in other countries too?
Yes, there's Shanghai, there's Tokyo, Paris, of course. Tokyo has a Disney property as well.
Have you been to any of those?
I've not been to any of the foreign Disney parks
Since
yet.
We've been to Disneyland so many times and Disney World a couple times, I think it'd be fascinating to go to another country and see if it's
the one I really want to go to right now is actually the last one that opened up is Shanghai. That looks like just a spectacular park.
Yeah, I bet it is the newest technology and the newest exhibits and everything. So let's say somebody's from the valley here. I keep saying Fresno, but this show's on the whole valley. What's an inexpensive thing we could do from here?
Yeah, the Central Coast, of course, is a possibility. There's plenty to do within driving distances, like Tahoe. There's Southern California, Disneyland, of course, San Diego.
Are there some cruises out of California?
There are plenty of cruises that are out of California. Carnival has their 3 and 4 day. Baja Mexico cruises out of LA. Princess in the fall has cruises that are week-long Mexican Riviera. They're a little bit more expensive. And then they also have round-trip Hawaii cruises with Princess that do a 15-day either out of San Francisco or LA, out to Hawaii, cruise around Hawaii for a while, and come on back. That's not as cheap, though.
Before we get too far, if somebody's listening, they're getting excited about this, where do they start to reach you? Do they go to the website to call you?
Website is the best place. My phone is always open, and that's actually one of the things that sets me apart is you can always reach me.
And the phone rings to you?
The phone rings to me. It doesn't ring to any type of call center, answering service ever. I'm always the one answering the phone.
Give us a website. I think it's on the screen there. But
it's www.lauleatravels.com. Lau'Lea is the Hawaiian word for peaceful, serene, that sort of.
And it's spelled L-A-U?
L-E-A.
L-A-U-L-E-A, travel.com. Travels.
With an S.
Lau'Leatravels.com. And what's your phone number?
559-360-1933.
By the way, if you're watching and you want to reach David, and you didn't write that down or you can't figure out how to spell Lau'Lea or something, call me. I'll give you his direct number. Is that all right?
That works for me.
Your direct number. Now, we're talking about cruises. Oh, we were joking before the show started how I spent hours and hours researching my trip to New York, probably 20 hours, and I saved like $20.
Right. So, and is your time worth more than the $1 an hour that you earned from that?
You book stuff every single day.
Correct.
So you know the ways to click and the sites and the
I may not,
spots.
when you call me up, I may not know specifically right away an exact date, ship, itinerary, but I know exactly where to go to look. And within a very short amount of time, I'm getting back to you with the exact dates, itineraries, pricing, everything that you need to know to be able to make a decision.
Now, I've had a few friends who bought a really discount package and really had a discount time. It was horrible. Do you give support, like when they're on the trip and they have questions?
Yes. Back several years ago, one of my big, hey, this is why I'm a travel agent moments had some clients flying to the East Coast. They were flying from Fresno to Phoenix and then from Phoenix to Charlotte, North Carolina. 5 minutes after their flight left Fresno, everything else on the East Coast got closed down. So before they landed in Phoenix, I had them a hotel room. In Phoenix, I had a rental car for them to be able to use. I contacted the hotels in Charlotte and the rental car agencies, got everything put on hold for them, and had an open claim for their travel insurance so that everything would get reimbursed to them.
Wow. Yeah.
Before they even landed. So.
Yeah, and I've heard that many a times that not always or not that often, but sometimes you need support in the middle of the trip.
Exactly.
It's nice to have somebody in your corner.
Exactly. And
you have special numbers to call for different things?
Well, I have my contacts that I reach out to. All you have to do is call me. Once you call me, I'm the one that gets to sit on the phone dealing with the call centers.
So if I'm going to go to Europe, I'm going to fly to Europe. I got hotels, maybe 5 different hotels over a couple of weeks, and things like I should be getting travel insurance.
Oh yes, travel
vacation insurance, or
it's travel insurance. Okay. You can usually buy it either through the supplier itself, or there are third-party travel insurance suppliers. It depends on the trip, but it's something I always recommend. If something happens before you leave, somebody gets sick, somebody gets injured, something happens with your job, and you can't go, any of those non-refundable things get refunded back to you. If your trip gets interrupted, any expenses you incur because of that get reimbursed to you.
And I'm always shocked. I've known so many friends who are about to leave and something happens.
Exactly.
I was on the way to Paris. There was a shooting in Paris. They didn't go. Their job, they broke a leg. They had a heart attack, one person. And they survived, thank goodness.
You never know what's going to happen. And when you're laying out potentially thousands of dollars.
Biggest trip of your life.
Exactly.
And I've, especially when you get bigger group, 5, 6, 8, 10 people, the odds go up that one of those people, there's going to be something that happens. So,
exactly.
Yeah. Now my kids were in Europe and going from country to country, and one of the kids loses their passport. I don't know what you do about that.
Contact the nearest consulate.
Don't lose your passport.
Don't lose your passport. And actually, when I have people traveling, actually, I've got people in Switzerland right now. I have photocopies of their passport.
Yeah. Does that help?
Yes, that does help. That's
send it to the consulate.
Can send it to the consulate. That helps helps reduce the amount of time that they have to wait.
Oh, very good. This is exciting. I'm ready to travel. I want to travel. Is it a good time to travel financially?
Yeah, the dollar right now is really good against most of the currencies out there. So, depending on the location, there's not a better time. And honestly, if not now, when?
Right. Now, if you're going to travel this year, you probably are. What's your ideal spot you want to go to?
Well, we actually have a trip planned for Florida later in the year, and I'm working on convincing my wife that it's time to go to France.
France, that'd be nice. You're a travel agent, you probably get a little break on things. And
a little bit.
Let's get going on that.
Not as much as I would like, but I do get a little.
Anything else you want our viewers to know?
Just anything that any ideas that you have for traveling, give me a call. Let me know what you're thinking. Again, if I don't know enough about the destination, I've got a consortium of agents that I can refer you to, if nothing else.
And I tell you this, if you're thinking, well, I don't know if I want to use a travel agent or not, it's free to call, right?
Exactly.
You just ask a million questions and find out. Yeah.
And Google Hawaii vacation. see how many results you come up with. Maybe you might want to have a little help paring those down.
Yeah, paring those down. There's a lot of choices to make, and you get to visit some places,
Exactly.
You end up on the wrong side of the wrong island, and it's not such a good vacation, even though the pictures look great.
Yeah, you don't want to have your hotel overlooking the Costco parking lot.
That's right. Okay, Lau'Lea.
Lau'Lea Travels.
Lau'LeaTravels.com, 360-1933. Ask for Dave. Tell Mike Briggs sent you, and he'll give you be especially nice to you.
That's right.
We'll be back with more Central Valley business right after this.